All right, let's get this. Whoa, we got a big old hum, big fat hum. That is not good. Not only that, but my no, that's not good either. My charger doesn't seem to be working. That could be problematic in the middle of a show. Anyways, we'll just make do. We'll see if this works out. How y'all doing? Welcome back to Blackburn News, where everything is connected. I see. Yes, very, very cold. And as it always happens when it's really cold in other parts of the country, it's actually exceptionally warm here. Like it's warm. Like it's 80 degrees right now. This is why people move to California, because they come here during the holidays to come see their family and whatnot. And all of a sudden it's 80. Which makes sense, right? Wow. And ourselves together to weather another couple days of this. Colin. I don't have any. Check. You're probably hearing my computer speakers. Check. Check. There we go. Only had to unplug it and plug it back in like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Okay. Should be on now. Sorry. I was listening to AM Wake Up had absolutely no sound for a long time at the beginning of their show today. It happens. It's happening more and more. Why am I not? All right. Now I'm completely confused because I'm also not getting any power from my charger into my computer. even though I'm getting a lot of ground to hum, but I'm just not getting any. God dang, that's so weird. All right. Well, I can only play with it so much. It probably means I need to turn my computer off, which I can't do in the middle of a show. So I'm going to have to make this quick, I guess. All right. Well, guess what, guys? Guess who I'm hanging out with today? None other than Hambone Littletail. Hambone's in L.A. for a couple days, and so gonna go get some lunch with Hambone today. And maybe you all will see that as a video later. I'm not sure. Possibly. Yep, I'm hanging out with Sam. It's actually, I've talked to Sam many times, many times. But last time I was in Austin, we were supposed to get together, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Oh, well, Sam might have a margarita, but I will not. I don't drink. So Sam gets all the alcohol. I don't know. With Soft White Underbelly, was that interview? I didn't have a chance to watch it. There's a lot going on in life these days and every day. I've actually had very little time to even watch the usual videos that I do. So okay. Let's do this quick because time is a wasting, and so is my battery life. More on the Arctic Air. We're just gonna, probably talk about this every day for the next couple days. But it's, significant event, and hopefully not too significant in people's lives. But it will be pretty cold out there. There's a monster leak of Arctic air heading towards the whole of North America. Many places will experience negative 20°C. These leaks are becoming more frequent as the jet stream weakens. That is why it's happening. Not that global warming isn't as a hoax. It's happening because the jet stream is destroyed because of global warming. This is a new climate. The stability of the Holocene is over. Peter Dines goes on to say the grid will really struggle in areas not designed for cold snaps. Certain areas where agriculture exists all year round may also be adversely affected. See Texas or Florida. Modern civilization wasn't set up for this weather flipping. For those asking what's happening, here, see a previous tweet. Whatever it's called. The jet stream's normal pattern is completely broken. Rossby waves are a result of the Arctic continuing to warm faster than anywhere else in response to rising GHG concentrations, GHG greenhouse gases, meaning frequency of extreme weather events caused by persistent jet patterns will only increase. The lack of understanding around these Rossby waves continues. Cold air troughs being used by the MAGA types to proclaim, you see, global warming is a hoax. Exactly. You guys don't know what you're talking about. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Try to understand science. All right. Look to see. Well, no, I didn't accidentally turn off my extension cord because my light is on. My light's on, so the cord is working. But for whatever reason, my charger isn't working. Sometimes that happens when you have to just turn your computer off and turn it back on or something. Sometimes, but I can't do that right now. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna have to really pick up the pace here. Uh, can't overstate how dangerous this Arctic blast will be for millions across the U.S. Take, for example, eastern Wyoming, where wind chills will be as low as negative 70 Fahrenheit. This is cold enough to cause frostbite in 4 minutes. This is deadly cold. Deadly cold. Deadly cold. Going to keep going. Reminder, scientists have discovered a weakness in the ice shelf holding back Antarctica's doomsday glacier, suggesting it could shatter within the next 2 to 4 years. Much faster than expected, right? Where have we heard those words before? Ice climatologists, we've lost Earth's ice sheets, and it's just a matter of time before we see many meters of sea level rise, so society has to now brace itself for catastrophe. And again, yes, the whatever megatypes, or whoever, just anti-climate change types, now only have models to point to. The thing that they said climate change was only built on was models. Now that there is actual real-world evidence, they run to the models. Well, the models show that you're wrong. I don't know. It doesn't really matter about your models because houses are being flooded all along the eastern seaboard. Why? Because of sea level rise. It's not anything else. It cannot be any other thing else than sea level rise. So try again. With your weak ass. Roger Hallam, who's currently in prison. Repression is a game you cannot win. An open letter to the British establishment from a political prisoner. Repression, like all addictions, progresses through stages. In April 2019, you allowed thousands of people to camp out in central London during the XR rebellion. You met with protesters and declared there was a climate emergency. In the October rebellion of that year, you opted to remove the tents and arrest 2,000 people. Post-COVID, you started arresting organizers of civil disobedience. Last month, during the oil actions, you crossed the Rubicon and imprisoned people, including myself, for just making public arguments in support of taking action. You're encouraging domestic terrorism, right? We all know your strategy. When elites face social challenges, recessions, wars, ideologies, revolts, they opt for repression. It doesn't always work, but the odds are usually good. This year, you have been determined to imprison nonviolent individuals instead of dealing with the root cause. Combine that with a good dose of cultural framing and the job is done. You are making a fundamental error. You are not dealing with a social challenge. You are dealing with physics. Physics does not go away. When you put the kettle on, the water boils. When you take ice out of the freezer, it melts. When a meteorite hits a city, it obliterates the population. When the Arctic ice disappears, billions of people starve to death. Physics is God. Poke it, and you're subject to its wrath. Elites collapse for two reasons. They fail to understand the exponential function, and they fail to understand that extreme injustice leads to extreme retribution. In truth, you lost this battle over a decade ago. The tipping point was 350 parts per million of CO2 and 1.5 degrees of global warming. We are now at 420, and 1.5 is locked in. Repression is a game you cannot win, for the same reason that 2 plus 2 will never equal 5. These are now your options. Gracefully accept defeat, come straight with the public, and take emergency action, starting with a no-brainer on stopping new oil and gas, or continue to dig your hole ever deeper. Guess which path is going to happen. It's not going to be the come clean part. Condemn yourselves to long prison sentences and possibly early death when today's teenagers come to power. Child abuse comes in many forms. The media like to claim, I would like to see bullets through your heads. I was making a prediction, not a proposition. You may know there is an important difference. For the record, I am a follower of Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. I believe in forgiveness as a matter of dogmatic principle. You don't need to sweat about me. No. What you have to fear is the British public. As you know, they have two outstanding characteristics. They are Democrats. They passionately believe the government should serve their interests, and they are conservatives. I think he meant there. There are Democrats. There are conservatives. They believe people are responsible for their crimes and should be punished accordingly. Oh. So, anyways, they have both traits, I guess, is what he's saying. Imagine what is going to happen when the coming cascade of ecological 9/11s hit. When the value of their houses collapses. When the health service finally implodes, when universities close, when law and order no longer exists, when the penny finally drops. It's not about the planet. It's about losing everything they've spent their lives working for. It's about handing a legacy to their children, a legacy of vandalism beyond comprehension. Of course, 99% of the British establishment does not get it. I am writing this to the 1% that do. Those of you who understand the meaning of the word responsibility understand this does not conflict with self-interest. You're already going down in history as the most stupid idiots ever to rule these islands. It's your call what you do next. Good bit of prose there from Roger Hallam. Joseph Wood says most climate models ignore the laws of physics, right? Or lots of physics. But yeah, that's what's happening. How you doing, Rockfinners? Y'all there? You all there? Choir Boy says, this is such old political philosophy it no longer applies. They both love their great big war government. You mean Democrats and conservatives? Maybe. All right. Where are we going next with this show? Oh, real quickly, Biden administration has approved sending Patriot missiles to Ukraine. From Michael Tracy. It's official. Biden has approved sending Patriot missiles to Ukraine. Earlier this year, Pentagon officials anonymously briefed reporters that sending Patriot missiles was a non-starter because it would require deploying U.S. troops to Ukraine. So, what are we to infer from this? I think it's an admission or an acknowledgement. Well, we've already had troops in Ukraine, right? It's already... That's true. It's already, it's been happening. So now, confirming the Patriot missiles to Ukraine. Confirmation of U.S. troops on the ground there. What else is Biden doing? He's moving forward with the Trump plan to build the embassy, the Israeli embassy, on stolen Palestinian land. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Of course, nearly 5 years after President Donald Trump broke with decades of U.S. policy and international consensus to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital and move the U.S. embassy there, the Biden administration is moving ahead. So, Biden is literally Trump while saying, whoa, we almost missed the fascism there, but I'm going to do everything that the fascism did. So make sense of that, if you will. Biden is no different. Biden is clearly a fascist and has been for a long time. And if you don't know that, then try and do a little more reading. Or pay attention. Pay attention. Wendy DeLeese, what we can infer is that some Ukrainian soldiers might have had additional missile training in the last 10 months. I mean, maybe. It requires a lot of people to handle the Patriot missiles. But actually, there are lots of videos out there of very American accent speaking soldiers over there out on sorties and whatnot. So they're already there. They're calling them mercenaries. But and if you want, whatever historical context, just go back to Nicaragua. But on and on. Chile, Argentina, etc. Syria, all kinds of things. All right. So yeah, he's doing this. He's doing this thing that everybody hated Trump for doing. And now everybody's going to be like, I don't know. I'm wondering how regular old Democrats feel about the Biden administration right now. I'm going to guess the confidence is waning. All right, YouTubers, I'm going to jump off for the last couple of minutes of the show. Sorry to leave you so soon. I want to talk about some things. And I want the freedom to talk about them, and I will do so on Rockfin. So, friends and neighbors, we'll see you on Rockfin and or Colin. Thanks for hanging out with me on YouTube.